Hey, BookTube. Thought I'd catch up with you about the library sale that we had here last week. It's a 3 day sale. They rarely add to the sale, but occasionally somebody will find a box that wasn't there, they missed. And so it's always worth going back, checking it out. On the last day of sale, everything goes to 50% off. And then sometimes at the very end, depending how sale goes, they'll just give you a bag and say fill it up for like it's like a buck or three. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, I'll probably have to break this video up because I bought more than I should. So hopefully you're interested. First up is I Alone Can Fix It. This is by Carol Lenning and Philip Rucker. I actually read this book just prior to starting this channel, and it's a really good read. Some very solid reporting. I found it to be a good companion piece with Bob Woodward's books on Trump. Carol and Philip here, they get into Bob's focus tends to be more narrow, and they cast a wider net, but still it's a very accessible writing style, I should say. I did pass on this for the first couple of days since I had just read it, but it was there in the last day, so I'm like, I won't mind adding a. This is essentially a brand new copy for. I think I got it for like 50 cents, dollar tops. Looks like the original owner read about 14 pages based on the bookmark and gave up. So I guess I liked it more than they did. Next is Room 1219. Now this is about the Fatty Arbuckle case. If you're not familiar with Fatty Arbuckle, he was a very big silent film star, and he had a big old hotel party, if I recall right. It's in a hotel, and one of the guests went up dead in his room, and that's Virginia Rapp, if I'm saying her last name right. And so this is about the that event and the subsequent trial, and if you could think of some celebrity scandal in modern times, this was probably even bigger. This is the beginning of all of the celebrity scandal stuff. So, I know about the case some in pieces and from what I've heard in various silent film documentaries. So I thought this would be interesting. I never saw the book before, so hopefully it's a good read. I'm starting off on nonfiction, by the way. This is a book on Neil Armstrong, A Life in Flight. So I'm not familiar with the book at all, but I thought it looked very interesting. This was also there on the last day of the sale. And then I picked up this rather hefty tome here, Dutch by Edmund Morris. I do recall, if I recall right, Steve Donahue talking about this book, mostly favorably, if I recall right. And this was pretty scuzzy looking when I bought it, but it cleaned up well. Taped the end of it here, but thought it was pretty cool. I had overheard somebody say that they wanted to go back and pick this up right after I picked it up, and he's mentioning that to his wife, and I was all set to give it to him, and then when he saw that it was gone, he expressed that he was happy that somebody else was going to read it. So he seemed quite pleased about that. So I just let it go, and I'll get to read this when I get a chance. And next, I did pick up. Oh, we got this paperback edition of the Gulag Archipelago. This is actually a lot nicer than a 90s edition I discussed earlier in an earlier video. Not only better cover art and such, but the paper quality is really nice, and so is the typeset. This is a lot nicer than a 90s edition I picked up. And this is Go. Hello, yeah, okay. Next is the Catechism of the Catholic Church. This was everywhere in the 90s. It's kind of hard to believe now. You would have something that's so popular. Got a price tag on the back of $9. This is in really nice shape. Very nice paper quality and typeset. I see this all the time at sales in various states of condition, but this one's in really nice shape, so I thought I'd pick it up to see what you Catholics are up to. Like I said, I remember this being very popular in the 90s. It's wild that I don't know how such an edition would go now. Next is, I'm not familiar with this, but apparently it's a Netflix series. I no longer have Netflix. This is by Alex Kershaw, The Liberator. Unfortunately, the library used some new stickers this time. This is the only one that, I mean, they were all a bit of painting it off, but this one like damaged the book. So actually I had to tape it up there, but this is a Crown edition that's almost looking like a Penguin edition. But thought it sounded interesting. I didn't spend any more than $3 on any of these books, most of them being $1. Oh, here comes Pumpkin. It's that Cat Heavy Video. Hi, Pumpkin. Meow. All right. And this is Anthony Beevor's The Fall of Berlin, 1945. Speaking of Penguin, so you can compare it with the last book there. Didn't even mean to intend that. Always heard good things about this author. I do have one of his other books from the previous sale. Bought way more books than I should have. Next is John Wayne. It's a biography by Scott Eyman. This is an almost new biography. There's almost nowhere to this at all. I'm kind of a latecomer to John Wayne. When I was younger, I don't know that I thought too much of him, but as I got older, I started watching some films again, and I'm like, he's pretty good. And then I'm like, oh, he could be really good. And, it's not everything is solid, but, and God, look how young he is here. I mean, that guy was in film forever. So I got to figure there's an interesting story here. Great buy for a buck or two. I can't remember which. And then we have The Private Franklin, The Man and His Family, book by Claude-Anne Lopez and Eugenia W. Herbert. Can't say I'm familiar, but I thought this was and this is obviously a much older edition, a book club edition. I guess they don't, 1975. So what's going on? And for the nonfiction, and then I picked up. I'm not showing all of these. These are some Time Life World War II history books. This one's called Prelude to War. I picked up about 4 volumes of this. There was a whole box there. I probably could have had it really cheap, but they're loaded with photographs and artwork. What are you up to? And some of these, really, I got the ones that particularly interesting. This Prelude one has a section on the Weimar Republic. It's got some, I can't show it on now. These are probably about the only pictures I could show from that section. They actually got some saucy nudity there, which is quite unusual for a Time Life. What is going on? So, yeah. And we'll come back with some fiction.